he's getting it now.
Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Customs. Today we're back on the Mazda Speed 6 project. And what we're going to be doing today is pretty much nothing but metal work. What we have to do, if y'all want to come over here just a little bit closer, we just see, let me get you just right here. Yeah, that's good. What we're going to do is transition this flare to the side skirt. Now, this is the front, so it will not be attached. All of it will weld to the fender. But we've got to get this shape to do its thing and go into here. And I've already got started a little bit. And for those of y'all been keeping up this series, I haven't run out and got no metal yet. But I mean, we have all of this metal that will cut off the flares. So I'm thinking there's enough here for me to do all of this. If there is, fantastic. It saved the customer a lot of money. But I went ahead and grabbed me one piece and got it cut and redone the bend on it where it's going to sit right in here. I'm going to cut that off where it sits flush. And then we'll start building from here to there and try to get as good shape that we like. So let me get some tools over here, grab my cutter and go ahead and whack that off flush, get that sitting up there where we want it, get it clamped real good, and then we'll start making some pieces. And also what I'm doing, every time I make a piece for this side, I make one for the other side. That way everything will match, and when I'm done with both sides. So let me grab them, and then we'll get into it. Well, go ahead and clip this over here. And as y'all see, I've already sanded all the black off of this and sprayed this with the weldable primer. So it's good to go. A piece here. I lost my Sharpie. I'm not expecting to get anything done without a Sharpie. And I found it. Yeah, so we'll get this one up there like so. You're going to be like so. Do it like this. A little easier to mark this way. Okay. Check it again. Need to cut that much off. Yeah, these are really good cutters. These are my favorite. I probably got about 7, 8 pairs of them, but I really like them. Oh, look at that. Well, if I don't quit doing this, people are going to think I know what I'm doing. I'm just using this as a backer to help hold everything straight, guys. Well, break it up a little bit. That'll help. That little backer piece will come out after I get all of this welded. But now, Probably what I need to do is go ahead and weld this. Get it welded here and get a couple of welds down through here to hold it exactly where we want it. Then we'll start making our pieces. So let me go ahead and get this one welded and weld there and weld there to hold it good and secure. And I will get the other side done too off camera. And then we'll come back and we'll start fabricating. All right, got that burn in there. Like I say, when we get through with everything, we'll take the grinder and clean up all the welds and whatnot. That's no biggie. Now, I think on this situation, we need to start from the top and go down. So we need a piece for the top. Got the cut roughly like that, and we want it to come like that. All right. I know tons of sharp edges here, and I would suggest to anybody doing this that you should be wearing some gloves. It's just my opinion. Yeah, when it comes to stuff like this, I just soon use my hand cutter. I know I've got the death wheel and all that jazz, but this out here just works for me when I'm doing small work like this. And let's go ahead and get this one cut. Curve in there. Yeah, got a curve. Now, is it the right curve or the wrong curve? We need a curve. Oh, mighty murder. It's going to be sitting like that. Actually, that curve is fine. All this is going to be welded. Okay, so straight across from there, the line up there, I know where I'm at. Now we need to bend it there. I would assume. Tell me what you think. I've got that one up there like so. Now this needs to bend down the contour like this. All right, let's head over to the brake. You don't see the brake thing over there? And almost bent it backwards. Let me remark this line underneath. Okay. Yep, could have been a bad mistake up there. Okay. It's not a 90. I don't know what that is. Let's see. There you go. Spin back around here. Hopefully I ain't making nobody dizzy. Actually bent it a little bit too much. Let me go deep in that. Excuse me. Alright, that's the angle we're after. Now, yeah, we're going to wear out a marker here. And it's going to be sitting roughly about right there. So, clip a little piece off the bottom. We'll go in there later and cut and grind for particulars, but right at the moment I just didn't like that. This one's going to sit just like so. Okay, that one will sit like that, and we can fill that with some weld and whatnot. Now, let's get this other one in there. Let me see if my little magnets will hold this or not. That would be helpful. If the magnet won't hold it in place, I'll just drag the welder back over here and give it a burn. Alright. Yeah, that ain't bad at all. Alright, I'm going to run over and do the other side right quick. Make that same piece. Then we'll come back to this side. Alright, I made that other side over there. And that told me the next issue that we're going to run into. These side skirts are not the same on each side. There's some difference in them, especially as far as they're sitting out or sitting in. So, left and right is going to be different. And, I mean different. Let me let y'all see, and you can see what I'm working with here. As you know, I made both of these the same size. Both of these the same. Both of these the same. And that's how it's looking. Now I run over here to this other side. Let's see. Made that the same. Made that the same. Now see that? This is flush with that on this side. And on this side, it's definitely not flush with it. Yeah. So, that's the things you got to deal with, guys, when doing stuff like this. Because whoever done something before you, if they didn't get it right, then it's going to affect your work. But I just want to show y'all that. But we will overcome it. No stress. So now, we need a piece. It's going to come over, bend down, but will basically go in. So we're going to have to do that in 2 pieces. First of all, cut us off a piece here. Of course, we're going to have to cut off more, but to a get it workable where we can hold on to it. Yeah, I'm really hoping there's enough of this metal left over from the flares to do all this. I worry about the back, having enough there. But for those of y'all that haven't went and bought any metal, it's not cheap. So if I can make all of this out of the metal that's left over, big bonus and big savings for the customer as well. That needs to be flattened out, but we can flatten that out in a minute. If that's going to go right there, then that's going to fall. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. I need to go ahead and get that one welded in, because it's just going to keep falling every time I go to hit it. And I need to go ahead and flatten that one out so it's got a curve in it. Let me get them two things done, then we'll get right back on camera. That won't fall off now. So, now let me get a bunch of water. That's going to be roughly like that. Okay, so we need a bend down right here. And then we'll see the shrinker will not fit that width. Or we can just bend that down and just pull it all around there. Oh man, we're going to have to make this in two pieces. Just because. Like I say, the shrinker will not, the jaws are not this deep. So, get this sitting where we want it. Be just like so. And we'll just cut it there. Okay, so we need to go from here to there in a pattern. Let's try. Try this here. See if we like what that looks like. Let me mark it that way I can get the other side the same. Yeah, I mean, it's like I always say, guys, use what's at hand and use what you got. Things will turn out great. You didn't spend $1 million on it. That'll work. Be a little bit of feel right there. That will work. All right, let me cut that, and we'll get it welded in. Then we'll make us a strip to go around like that. All right, got that cut and tacked in. Now what we need is just a bend piece from here to there. I have another one over here. Maybe this good. Let me see if I can straighten this out. This was an earlier idea when I thought about coming down here, doing a curve in it, but nah, that wasn't working out. Let me straighten this one out and we'll see if we can get one out of this. straight enough. Is it gonna be long enough? Yeah, man. No, we need this thing to be that wide. Guesstimate on this side. Yes. Oh, don't drop your pen. I don't want to run over here to the brake and not the brake. Run here and just cut this thing straight. And that's all we need. Do need a line on there though, so we know where we're going. There we go. Straight enough for government work, right? Yeah, to go crooked. We can bend it outside. We're bending it anyway. We ain't bending it that much, but we'll get a little bend on her. Alright, line that back out. Flat enough for us. And that is almost where we need it. Just stuff like this, guys, is just what I call thumb bending. I'll cut off all the excess and stuff later. That right there, well, that ain't bad at all. All right, let me get that welded on. Then what we're gonna have to do on this side is come down with a little piece here, which actually I do have. I think we can cut this to fit and make it where it comes down in here and sits flat, if you see what I'm saying. But you will in a minute. Let me get this one tacked in, then we'll deal with that one that I'm talking about. All right, get that little guy tacked in there. Yeah, that don't look bad at all. I know it got a little bit of up curve to it, and that's fine. I see no issue with that. All right, let's see here. What we can do is something like this. Cut that much. Gotta have a pen. Little angle. And like I tell y'all guys, a lot of this stuff is just eyeballing it, thinking what you might need, and go for it. If I come across there like that, Like I say, we just need a small piece of there. It's nothing earth shattering or anything like that. Let's see what this line will give us. Got a little flare part there we need to curve on it a little bit. And this needs to be flattened out. Almost. Keep taking little nibbles off of it and we'll get it. See what I'm saying? Almost there. Just like so. Yes. Now I hope we can get that welded in. Let me get that tacked in. Then we're going to come along here and we'll cut this right here with that angle. All right, guys, get all that welded up fine. Now I got this cord wrapped up fine. Okay, I got all this welded up really well. And while I was at it, I raised up the car and went in from the inside and got some good welds in that too. I mean, it's not going nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So now we're going to come down through here and give this just a little haircut. I know I ain't much on haircuts, but on this one, we'll make an exception. Now, I'm sure all of y'all agree that rolls in there. All right, now I know it looks a little rough. Going to just have to be some grinding and some, fiberglass involved and all the seams and whatnot. But that's basically the way it's going to roll out. That really wasn't bad. I figured this was going to take a lot longer than what it did. As far as getting this figured out, I'm sure the back's going to be quite a pain, but hey, we got it to do, right? So what I'm going to do is run over to the other side and get it buttoned up. Then by that time it'd be lunch. You know I can't miss a meal. So I'm going to run there and grab me a bite to eat, come back out, and then we'll get us a game plan and see if we can get these rears done. Like I say, that's going to be a lot more involved there, but yeah, we can do it. All right, now we need to figure out these. And one thing I can say right off the bat, some of this is going to have to go away. Because we're going to have to make a piece come straight down. It's going to have to come further than this. because that line comes here, so it needs to come down to at least this low. This piece here is held on underneath up here, so we're cool to cut that pretty much anywhere we want to. I think what I'm gonna do is come back here and cut it. That gets rid of this brackety, weird bracket thing that they put on there. Look at all this still plugged up. Yeah. Let's see what we can do here. Get in there and get this thing cut just right. Start here, come over. Easy peasy. All right, while I'm cutting, need to give us a definitive line on here. That way we can have our metal go there. Do it like this. That ain't good. Cut that enough. Like this. Come on. There we go. Man, I crammed everything I could in there. Let me get back after this a little bit. Give me a nice clean cut right there. Get that ground up to metal where I have something to weld to. All right, got that all cleaned up so I can get a piece in there and get some welds on it. All right, now we need to concentrate on this piece here. And we need let's see, that's going to be about right there, so 8 inches. Eight is going to run into that. It's going to be right there where that hole is. I don't want that hole in there. I believe, let's see, 5.5. I think that will be fine. So why I measured out at 8. Get in here and get a little bit better eyeball. Seven will be plenty. Okay, I've already got a mark there. Huh. I fiddled with this a little bit yesterday, just seeing what I can do, what I can't do, what will work, what won't work, you know, that goes. Get up there out of my way. Now, this is going to be the tricky part. Trying to get this thing to conform. It still stick out some on the bottom enough where we can come in here to it. Now, I know this piece that I cut earlier is pretty much perfect. So, we know we can take this one fit it on here like so. And have it like that. So we need to follow that contour right there would be super nice. Let me get up here to where I'm at. Gonna have to be kicked out some. Actually from here to there. Like so, I do believe. Huh. I don't know how that's gonna work. We might find out. We'll just cut it and we'll see. That was a rough cut. My hands are killing me. Let me get this cut. You may have to grind a little bit and see if I can get that where it fit in there like we want. All right, we've got that one laid in there how we want it. Yeah, I sprayed some that well through primer down through here and stuff where I cleaned up. But that's the way I want that one, the transition. And I've already made a second piece that will sit down in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm fixing to take my break. So I'll let that primer dry. And then we'll get this other piece set in there and welded. Then try to figure out how the rest of it's going to go. All right, we got it going our way. You see, I have to get that piece welded in there, as well as that one. And I got this piece made. And you'll notice that we're just staying straight. Then we've got a nice curve into the fender flare. I think it looks nice. Good smooth transition. Nothing too radical or too crazy. Just nice line going there. Now what I can do is cut me another piece here. Run this here. And then bend it around there. And get that one welded in. Difference, I did not do the other side as I was doing this side. I've been on just this side alone. Because as you know, these are different from one side to the other. So the measurements will not be the same. But I'll get the other side looking good. That's no problem. But let me go ahead and get this other piece made. Got a little strip right down through there. And then we'll have this side pretty much sewed up as far as fabbing and rough welding. All right, we got this one all made and tacked up. We just got that bottom piece made and put in there. See what I'm saying? Nice gradual curve into the flare there. Not over dramatic, just a nice line. Of course, there's a lot of grinding going on here, and then we'll get us a thin layer of fiberglass over everything where it will look just like this when we get through. Just have to mold it all in there. And so I got the where this comes down, I got that cut straight across from there where that looks right. But yeah, cool guys. This side turned out fine in my opinion. I'll say just some grinding and some fiberglass work, which we'll do later on. But right now, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and tackle this side. Now this side's going to be a lot worse than the other side, because besides having to make all this fit like I did the other side, this quarter here is, you see the gap between the doors. So when we come to the point of body work, we're really going to have to lay in some fiberglass and build it out, because you see how far that sits above it as well. And we'll also keep that in mind when we're doing this piece of flare right here too, because that's going to come all the way to the flare as far as body work goes. But same as the other side, basically cut this stuff out of here, get rid of all this crap, and then we'll just start building it up and make it look like that other side. All right, we'll get everything ground down that I need to, and I went through and done some more sanding. So I do believe we are ready to lay down some fiberglass, guys and girls, whoever is watching. Yeah, I think all that's ready to rock and roll. You notice right here I just stuck me a piece of cardboard and glass right up to that, wait a little bit, and slide it out, and it'll leave me a nice straight edge. Done that on both sides. Of course, we're going to be using the Duraglass from USC. That is good stuff. But I was just sitting here looking. I'll tell you what, I've got all this roughed up real good on the fender. I don't have it roughed up real good on the flares itself. Let me go through and do that, and then we'll wipe it back off. Then we'll get ready for some fiberglass. We'll go ahead and tape up that line right there so we don't get nothing on this new front bumper, and we'll do the same in the rear. Well, now got that fiber of the glass on. I think that'll be enough for the fiberglass. That should sand out and cover well. Of course, we're going to have to do a little bit of filler and icing to get that really smooth look. But yeah, it's looking good. Come around here. Oh, get all of that grafted in there. Hopefully get all that sanded out. It'll look like one piece down through there. That's the goal. But yeah, get all that going. Now the other side, of course, front fender was a no-brainer. It was just as easy as the other one, as you can tell. Laid it all in there nice and neat. Don't think this is not quite ready yet. Would have been cool out. I mean, it's 68 in here, so I got the heat set on. But I won't touch this until tomorrow sometime for sanding. Got this one here done. Of course, we had some dents there, and there. Went and hit them a little bit. And what we're doing, we're building this door up, guys, as you can tell. Get all of that down through there just fine. Yeah, get my finger off the camera lens. But this door is just, it ain't the door, it's a quarter. And to fix the quarter, ooh, I think I'm there. Yeah, I think I got most of that gap taken care of. We'll let that dry and then sand that to fit. But I did have to add a decent little bit of fiberglass in there to make up for that gap that I showed you earlier. But yeah, cool. Well, that's going to call it for today. I'll come back out here tomorrow morning. This all should be set up and we can go to sanding. Well, now, we are making progress. I already done all the fiberglass work and got it sanded down. And now I'm at the, putting a little filler on there. You know how fiberglass does. That filler just really, fills in. Called filler, right. And getting all of that going pretty good. Yes, I'm about done sanding on this side. She is ready for a little bit of icing right quick. I have the other side already done as far as the fiberglass goes. And I have filler on it and it has cured overnight. I'm fixing to go sand on it. I'm just not videoing a lot of this sanding just because it's boring. But talk to the customers, and this has went over budget a little bit. So they said finish it quick and cheap as possible. So there will be some imperfections in this bodywork, guys. There's just not the time to make this a perfect build or anything like that. So it is what it is, but we'll turn it out where she looks nice. Well, this side has set up pretty well. I think all of that's good and dry, so I can do a really light sand on that, and then we'll get some black on it. Of course, we're going to wash the car, but sand first. Finished sanding this other side. And it didn't turn out terrible. Like I said, this was a rush to get it finished job. And that's okay. Do what I can do for the customer and what they want me to do. But yeah, that high build primer is looking good. Had to get some on the inside of this door, of course, because we had to do so much work building that up to make it look decent. But yeah, not terrible. I mean, it'll be just an everyday driver car until they go to the next step, which will be, sand the whole car down. A lot of this body work that I done needs to be resanded and gone over and, nitpicked to be perfect. But it's not that far away from a nice paint job. But yeah, I'm just going to let this side sit up here and cure really well. I'll go ahead and hit that other side here in a few. But yeah, except for that, I hate that ripple right there, but there ain't really a whole lot I can do about it. Besides that, yeah, everything's looking pretty good. All right, got her all sanded and washed. Yeah, man, that thing was filthy from all that dust. But yeah, she is pretty much ready. I'm going to grab me some black and get it sprayed on here. And then get all plastic and stuff out from the doors. Do a little interior clean because I got some dust in there and this thing will be done. But the first thing I'm going to do is raise it up. I want to get some primer and paint under all of that where made. You don't want no rust issues or anything like that. Well, let's go ahead and raise it up and get the black sprayed on there. Then we'll drop it down and get the rest sprayed black. And the little old car won't look bad at all. Well, that looks a little better. I got it all sprayed with the black primer. Waited a little bit. Then I grabbed 3 cans of that Rust-Oleum semi-gloss black. I didn't want nothing too shiny. And I got a coat of that on there. I'm gonna let that dry for about an hour or so. Hit it with a second coat, try to get some of the streaks out of it. But I mean, you know, guys, it's spray paint. It is what it is. I mean, car definitely looks a lot better than it did. And structurally, it's a lot better because we have room for the tires now without being dangerous and slicing a tire open. But yeah, so far so good. We'll let it dry a while and get this other coat on there, and that should be okay. All right, I've got this side done. I think with spray cans, it's just as good as it's going to get. Went in and put the parking light in over here. Took tape off the headlight. That quarter's done. Got this other fender done. But I ran into an issue on this other quarter. See, that one's done. Parking light in. Yeah, don't look too bad. There's some kind of chemical reaction going on here. Yeah. And got runs. Huh, all three turned out fine except for this one. So, you know what that means. We're going to have to let this thing sit here the rest of the day, all night, come out here tomorrow, sand this quarter, and just respray it. Of course, I do that on my time. I'm going to charge the customer for that. Apparently, I had something on there. I didn't clean it well enough, something. But yeah, that's on me. But that's all right. I'll take care of that. But yeah, we'll get that one done tomorrow. And then we can get the rest of cleaning done and have this thing wrapped up. Yeah, but I mean, not terrible. If you look at it real fast, like, yep, looks good going down the road. Well now, believe we got her knocked out. I know, this is not my usual. And like I say, very budget job. I was asked to just hurry up and finish it. And this is what we got, which I mean, except for some non-perfect body work, that looks really cool. I mean, it really, really does. Yeah, it looks a ton better than what it did. Yeah, I've got all the lights and everything back in, put the trunk back together. You know, car looking really good. And I did take the time to go through, clean it up, done a quick vacuum and a wipe down on it because I got a lot of dust in there when I was sanding. And I mean, that just happens. Yeah, but they should be really happy at that. The bad thing is my big old footprint down there. Yeah, you can't help that, none at all. But I think all in all, I think the little car turned out looking pretty mean. Yeah, pretty cool, man. And that will knock that out. So there we go, guys. Another job done. And like I say, strictly budget job. Hurry up and finish it. Kid needs his car. And this just goes to show you guys, not everything has to be show car quality or anything like that if you're not going to make them for auction. You can do a car and just, bam, spray can this, spray can that, push real hard, get through this and that, and still have a cool looking car as an everyday driver. 19-year-old kid's car, he's going to enjoy the crap out of it. Go tell him where he'll drive it or how he'll drive it. So I think he'll be happy with it, and the repairs will hold up. Only thing I digress on is using spray cans. But you do what you got to do within the budget that you have. I think that's the point that I'm making. But anyway, very cool little car. We got it knocked out, and we done it the way the customer wanted it. That's the important part. Well, everyone, I do appreciate you watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the series on this Speed 6. I enjoyed doing it, no doubt. Grateful for the work. Well, if y'all would, throw us down some comments. Hit us up on Patreon. And please, please, like, share, and subscribe. And again, enjoyed you watching. Hope you liked it. Until the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.